One whose mind is depressed is never free of anxiety, as he is suffering from the false notion of being an individual. One whose mind is not having discrimination never asks why he should not worry. All people are taking on the veil of anxiety and dying of worry, but they never think about why they should not even worry at all. You allow the dog of worry to enter and reach the shrine room, the inner sanctum of your own home. Worry is not helpful for anything. The question is, what should the formless self worry about? In every living being, there is strife going on day and night. Even the judge or the king is not free of anxiety, because that judge does not give the proper justice to anxiety. He does not even go to bed without anxiety. As soon as he puts his back to the bed, his worrying starts. Why, I ask? At least he should sleep peacefully. The next day, when he gets up, there is going to be some benefit from taking a rest from the worry, which he gets during deep sleep. However, still, this man never stops worrying. Even if there is some benefit or profit that has been gained, he still continues to worry. To awaken to the self is itself what is truly beneficial. So, I ask you, why should you be anxious? Whatever you want to do, you should do without anxiety. Because of worry, knowledge becomes impossible to gain, and spiritual knowledge is not grasped. What is destined to happen, happens, so why then should there be anxiety? Even the Lord, Sri Ramachandra, one fine morning had to go to live in the forest, instead of sitting on his throne. Thus, only what is destined to happen, happens. Then why worry for anything? The bliss of Brahman is very delicate, very subtle. However, that great bliss is not possible because of worry. Those who are doing spiritual practice with a desire to enjoy that bliss should never worry. Only then can that bliss be attained. When the illusion of being a jiva is gone, the self is fully realized. Why should you have any anxiety? Illusion is only visible to the imagination. If you have no imagination, then the illusion does not do anything. There is a story about a moneylender who was always worrying as to what will happen if this or another thing were to take place. He was a very rich man with a large family. He had a large number of cows, buffaloes, and horses. He had many servants and his house was always full of grains. Once during the days of the Diwali festival, after having a rich dinner with family members and children, he was comfortably reclining in his hall. At that time, he remembered that some years back there was a drought where many cattle in his town and other villages in the vicinity had died, and many other people were on the verge of death due to hunger. As he sat there in his comfortable surroundings, he remembered those past events, and he was overwhelmed with sorrow. Tears came to his eyes as he sat there in that depressed state. After a short time, his wife came and saw this. She was curious and asked what has happened, what was wrong. He said, "My dear, if that situation comes again, what will happen?" And he started openly crying. His wife got up, went to where he was sitting, and also started crying. Seeing them there, some other women asked her, "What happened? Why are you crying?" She said, "Nothing very serious, but if that situation comes again, what will happen?" It is often the case with rich, sophisticated people that it often happens that what one feels, all the others around him also feel so. All the other people began to follow the lead of the man and his wife and started crying as well. All of the servants and relatives also began to cry. Gradually, this news spread through the town, and as he was a famous rich man, the other nearby villages were also affected. Everybody was asking each other, what will happen if that situation occurs again? Then, as the crying was everywhere, wise people began to inquire as to what was the fact behind all this fuss. Respectable people went to the house of the rich man and asked him, "What is really the matter after all?" He then proceeded to tell the whole story of the drought in the past. Listening to this, they became surprised. This is the case with the whole world. Everything gets distorted by imagination. Do not think that this is only the story of that moneylender. This is your story. If the self foolishly wants to worry without cause, everything gets twisted and all the sense organs and bodily functions also get confused, worried, and unhappy. All beings are constantly worrying about what will happen and how it will happen. Everywhere, this pathetic story about worry for the future is found. Man was born crying and will go on crying until the time of death. What is it that makes a corpse look good? It only looks good because of the sorrow of other people. If nobody cries, the corpse is not honored and does not really look so good. There is a saying, is there anybody who will lament upon your death? And if someone doesn't lament, they say that he has no feeling. So, you should think, why to cry? Why to worry? It's all right. Be worried, but it should be true care, true worry. Why do you worry in vain? Be confident and certain. Only that which is destined to happen is going to happen. The tiger is definitely going to kill you and eat you, no matter what name you may give it. Then why should you not kill the anxiety that is needlessly created by the name? Destiny is going to play out as it will. Why worry about what will happen in the future? In short, bliss comes near where there is happiness, just as some culture has to be added to milk in order to get yogurt. In order to attain the state of highest bliss, you have to enjoy without worry. If the rich man worries more than the beggar, the rich man is worse than the beggar. Worry is such that it does not go away unless you drop it. Even if you are given great prosperity, still you go on worrying. What can God do about it? What can God do for you if you do not let go of all worry? As you have lost the quality of discrimination, worry is always troubling you. The individual thinks that it is he who does everything and suffers accordingly. It is said that overwise is otherwise. The individual thinks in vain. Nobody ever works properly. Only I can do the work nicely. No good job can be done without me. In vain, he always worries like this. You will not have peace if you continue to hold on to all of this worry. So let go of all worry. Come what may, you must be without anxiety. The illusion creates fear only for the one who is constantly worrying as to what will happen and how it will happen. Those who worry are going to die anyway. As soon as you project an image of what will happen, worry starts. You start worrying about a thing that is not even existing. Why do you let yourself become unhappy by being anxious about future things? Because you have lost the discrimination power, you are worried. A madman imagines about happiness. The madman's imagination may even jump to the god Indra, and he is happy in this imagination and also very courageous. You should be happy and content with whatever humble bread you get. One who worries even after getting the nectar of immortality is surely the enemy of God. One sees that another person is happy and becomes unhappy. Why do you become unhappy by seeing someone else's happiness? It is because you think, I do not have what he has. How strange and surprising is the nature of the jiva. This is not a desirable condition. The reason for this criticism is that those who are indiscreet are unhappy. A beggar is free from any worry. In a way, he kicks the anxiety. He eats his bread and chutney with royal majesty. Just see how he enjoys such a simple meal. All things are possible without feeling the need to worry. Never bother yourself unless circumstances really demand it. Whatever may be, let it be, undisturbed. Only one who releases oneself from the clutches of anxiety is fit to possess this knowledge of Brahman. It is only he who can gain this knowledge. To the one who is joyful, bliss comes of its own accord. He enjoys bliss at all times. Grief joins grief, and sorrow joins sorrow. One who completely lets go of worry is the brave man who rides the tiger. Lord Vishnu is reclining on the body of the most venomous serpent, the Shisha, and he is not afraid or worried about the extreme poison. The poisonous hissing of that serpent is not troublesome to him. On the contrary, it gives him joy. The one who is self-contented is enjoying the bliss of the self. That is why he is the spouse of goddess Lakshmi, the deity of wealth and riches. As he is in his own inner bliss, the goddess Lakshmi is massaging his feet. However, there you, the individual, are at the feet of the perishable thing that is worry, and she is burning you without any reason. Let go of anxiety and be happy. Anxiety is poison. Why have that bitter taste in your mouth? A blind man does not have a fly in his soup because he does not worry. The snake does not bite small children. You imagine that there is a ghost and it is demanding something from you, and then the worry becomes a daily affair. It possesses you and then it controls you totally. You must let go of illusion. Never imagine about sorrow. The anxiety has snuck into your mind. Discard it by quiet discrimination, recognizing that it is unnecessary and unessential. Then you are surely happy.